It's another breathtaking morning here on the island of Santorini. I'm excited because today we're going to get an exclusive tasting at a local winery. On the northern part of the island, the land flattens out and reaches out towards the sea. This is the location of Domaine Sigalas. Gasparis Sigalas was a mathematician who just happened to have a passion for making wine.
They were inviting their friends, they were having their own wine.
So that's common on the island here?
Yeah, this is really usual. Not only in the island, all over Greece. This is a common.
Okay.
So you have birthday, we make a feast. You don't have birthday, we also make a feast. This is something,
There's always a feast.
Usual.
In the Greek spirit of wine, food, and feasts, Domaine Sigalas opened in 1991. They now have over 75 acres and produce almost 300,000 bottles a year. This beautiful island is unlike anything I've ever seen before, and that seems to translate directly into the wine glass. There are several reasons for that.
It's the soil of Santorini. I think this is the most important. The minerality is really evident right now.
You think this comes from the volcanic soil?
Yeah, this is for sure for the volcanic soil.
It's also because of this unique soil and the sheer isolation of the island that Santorini has been protected from one of the most destructive pests known to the wine world.
The vineyards exist for more than 3,600 years.
Yeah, wow.
And this is because the insect of phylloxera never infected Santorini.
These conditions have allowed for a handful of unique grape varieties to thrive right here on the island.
So the dominant variety, as we said, is Assyrtiko. We have Aidani, another indigenous variety of Santorini, and Athiri. These are the varieties that we are using for our white wines.
Can I try a little bit?
Please.
A lot of strong mineral quality.
Exactly. It's more the minerality, higher the acidity.
Green fruit like pears and apples, I think.
And then for the red wines, we have Mavrotragano and Mandilaria, both indigenous varieties of Santorini.
Before visiting Santorini, I had never tried Mavrotragano. It's now one of my new favorites. Oh yeah, I can smell it in there, a little bit of cedar. But it's pretty, it's got like these dark fruits in there too. And herbs.
Herbs,
Is the herbs like a characteristic of Santorini wine?
If you could speak for Mavrotragano, yes.
Wines like these were built to pair with food, and fortunately Santorini has some delicious local produce. These beautiful cherry tomatoes and capers are grown all over the island. A thick paste made from Santorini fava beans is famous throughout Greece, and it's delicious. Of course, there are plenty of olives and local cheeses like this rare aged goat cheese called Chloro. The intense sunshine and the lack of rainwater on Santorini dictate the style of wines that are made here. These steps are cut into the hillside to preserve water. They're called pizoulas. Chlora is the Greek word for curl. In the vineyards, they actually shape the vines into these little birds' nests, low to the ground. The purpose of this is to protect the grapes from the scorching sun, the wind, and to retain moisture. Intense as it may be, that relentless sunshine comes in handy when making the island's most famous dessert wine, Vin Santo.
We are harvesting the grapes, we are sun-drying them on nets on the ground for approximately 10 to 14 days. This depends on the heat.
It's very strong in raisin and fig and prune and also dates. This is beautiful. What would this go with?
Stilton, Roquefort, blue cheese.
Blue cheese, definitely, I can see that. Now, there's no better way to finish a feast off than with something a little more spirited. The Greeks have their own version of grappa. It's called tsiporo, and it has quite the kick. From the soil to the grapes. Guided by tradition, passion, and coaxed into wine. When we look at it in those terms, it's easy to see how these wines become what they are. There's really no way they could be anything but Santorini wine.
So this is what helps the wines not to be, a boring wine,
As I drink in the beauty of Santorini, boring is not a word that comes to mind. I hope you agree. It's a pretty amazing place. Thanks for coming along, and check back for more adventures here and beyond on Wine Living.